How goes the family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. Today's subject matter, I'll basically be talking about, just try to bring something positive to the equation because there's so much negativity going on out here in the world. Talk about an actual small family business that's actually opened up recently and I would imagine still thriving and whatnot because people are doing their darndest to support small family businesses, especially small family restaurants. I'm going to basically be talking about this one company called One Girl Desserts, which opened in Yorktown, Virginia, in the Tidewater area. All right. Now, this article that I came across, like I said, it's not only talks about the business, but it definitely talks about the owner / founder, baker Nagiona Iman House of One Girl Desserts, located in Yorktown, Virginia. And One Girl Desserts is making its signature chocolate chewy bar a staple on the peninsula with the opening of its first brick and mortar location within Yorktown, Virginia. And this is, like I said, one thing, if you're a local native Virginian like me, and if you obviously know, there's really only two parts of Virginia. There's Richmond in the Tidewater area, and then there's Northern Virginia, and then there's everywhere else. I'm just kidding for the folks that live in the middle of those areas that I'm talking about. But I'm just talking about as far as the areas that thrive the most economically compared to the rest of the state. Every state has them. It is what it is. So I'm not basically, downing any part of Virginia or anything of that nature. And this is, like I said, it's a great location for her to definitely open up a small local business because Yorktown's location has a plethora of jobs and it still has a small town feel to it because it's in Southern Virginia. Next door to multiple military bases within the Tidewater, Virginia area. And the Tidewater area of Virginia, if you don't know, is known as the Seven Cities: Portsmouth, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Suffolk, Chesapeake, Newport News, Hampton Roads, etc. These are huge college towns, military and major industrial shipping channels, so it's a great place to get a decent job and tourist destination within the state of Virginia outside of Northern Virginia. Because obviously Northern Virginia is connected to Washington, D.C., and there's a plethora of jobs within that same area, whether it's from private sector, the federal government, military, etc., you name it, all right? But anyways, I digress. So needless to say, even during economic downturns, people flock to these areas because the military is and will always be very important and keeps us safe to enjoy the freedoms that we get to enjoy every day. Also, people will always go to college for the most part, and exchange of goods and services, definitely importing and exporting will always be a major industry. And when the summertime comes, most people love to go to the beach. And since Virginia Beach is more of a family-oriented beach, I definitely see tourism there growing, obviously if things get back to normal and people feel more safe, especially if the economy continues to go down the road that it's on right now, because less people will want to get on planes, and it is cheaper to drive to a local beach than it is to fly to places like Florida, California, Texas, etc., and so forth, or maybe somebody want to go to the Carolinas. One thing that has definitely struck out to me that is Nagiona Iman House is only 22 years old. And as far from being a newcomer to the Hampton Roads baking scene, she stated that I've never had a store before. It's always been home-based since 2012, which is definitely to me smart because anything that relates to selling any kind of food is way more riskier than just any other business for the most part. Restaurants come and go, they go up and down like the stock market every day. That's why before all this craziness, food carts were very popular because not only, and I remember when they became very, very popular, it was back in like 2009, 10, at least in the DMV area. It was like, if you remember those days back in Crystal City, it was like a rows, and even in DC, just rows of freaking food carts everywhere, and it was providing better food, took way less time, and the prices were way better than going into the overpriced restaurants that most major cities have. Anyways, I digress. But, hey, that's why before all this craziness, like I said, it wasn't just becoming the norm, but more and more people were just finding other ways to make food and finding other ways to have a business all at the same time and share their passion. Even if it wasn't going to be for like a solid profit, people could just do it part-time, whenever they felt like it, because a lot of people just love cooking as a passion, and not everything has to be about, I'm just going to do this for the money and that's that. It's like, no, some people just have the local passion for it. So I'll leave it at that. But, home-based restaurants to where, and this is becoming a normal thing too, because and a lot of chefs are, taking food to people's houses or vice versa, because when it comes to delivering food, because I remember seeing a couple specials last year in regards to a lot of, and this is mostly on the West Coast, which is the best coast, places like LA and Las Vegas. You see a lot of people who they might work in like a casino or a restaurant, but then at night or on the weekends or whenever they have time off, they were actually cooking food in their home, sometimes even in their backyard, and they were just having the food, they were delivering the food to people's houses, or they were going on social media like Instagram or whatnot, or even Facebook, saying, hey, got X amount of plates, taking orders on these specific times for these specific dates, and then when they were out, they would post out the food. They would cook all day or 2 days, and then food would be gone just like that. And people were able to just build their own brands. I think that's really, really cool, and I know that's becoming the norm. So if you have a passion, go after it, no matter what situation you're in. All right, that's my personal opinion. Because social media is making it normal for a lot of chefs to just be more and more entrepreneurial, whether it's full-time or part-time. But I look at it like that, especially when you look at, as a chef, if you're looking at it as an art, you want to do things on your own way, you get a significant, if you never know, you get a significant social media following and enough customers, and you could possibly afford with less risk to lease, or nowadays, since the rumor, and this is the rumor, so I don't know how true it is, but multiple sources are stating that commercial real estate is going down, because a lot of even people who own the commercial real estate aren't getting the monthly lease rents and whatnot. So, and then the demand is probably, a lot of stores are going to close down, obviously, because of this pandemic. Some will survive, some will close, but there's going to be less need for a lot of commercial space, because a lot of people are just getting used to utilizing vehicles like Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub, etc., to utilize these services so that food can get delivered faster. And a lot of people, more people, just get more comfortable being at home, so they don't have to worry about going out to specific areas, not just because of what's going on now, but just, hey, to me, if you pay to live someplace, you're going to enjoy the comfort of home. But that's just me. But and then it's because of certain places, being out in public, the trust factor is kind of tarnished, at least for the next couple of weeks, maybe months, maybe the rest of the year. But anyways, back to Jonah Iman House may have more opportunities with the right mindset, and teams may be able to purchase more commercial real estate. People like her. And I think, because the price might go down. If the price goes down, then it's way more affordable for people that they don't own it, at least be more affordable to lease it, and then maybe one day own. That's just my personal opinion, The article stated that she's been basically doing this since she was 14 years old, and basically her mother saw her passion and bet it on her daughter and said, hey, I actually take out a business license for you, okay? And back then, the name of the business was called Najee's Dollar Treats. But since she turned 18, she took over the license and changed the name to what it is now. And to me, that's a beautiful thing, you know what I mean? Because it shows that she's not only proud of what she's doing, but she's proud of the ownership that she displays. And at 18 years old, for somebody to do that, that just means a lot, you know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. Family economics is the number one reason why a lot of U.S. immigrants, they own more small family businesses than most Americans, because this is the kind of thinking and implementation and normal. It's just normal within immigrant families, which is why 9 times out of 10, when their kids graduate from high school or college, then there's more options on the table than just going to college. So she continues to run the business out of her home, and then the support of her mother and family, making weekly rounds to farmers markets within the Chesapeake area, filling orders at local shopping centers, and more recently, since moving to Yorktown, obviously opening up this new spot, it's been a beautiful thing, And 2 things that really stood out to me after reading this article was that her brother, who is severely autistic, would help her when she would go purchase her products and whatnot. And she said in the article that it gave him something to do, even though he doesn't really like crowded places, but he felt better that he was able to help out his sister as she was getting so many orders and whatnot and had to get so much material. Also, another thing is that stuck out to me at the article is that actually a representative from the York County Commissioner of Revenue's office, they welcomed her and her family when the restaurant actually opened at a ribbon cutting ceremony, Her story gets more interesting with her mother fighting lupus and her brother, who obviously is severely autistic. She says she takes on the role of her family's caregiver, which is a roundabout way it's led to her passion for baking, a gift that she could use to provide for her family. And that's what it is. You know, she took a tragic situation, or not even tragic, but unfortunate, situation, and did something great with it. And I think that's what some days, we look at today's situation, what's going on in today's world, we got to be able to take the bad and try to make something good out of it. You know what I mean? That's my mindset. And that's what really stuck out to me about this specific article. So, and like I said, it's amazing. She got the strength, and she shared it with her family, and her family gets to work in the business as well. It's a family affair, which is good. We need to see more families, especially African-American families, opening businesses with one another, owning real estate with one another, group economics with one another, and not this stupid competing with one another nonsense, unless it's real business. But anyways, that's my personal opinion on that. But, if you ever find yourself in Yorktown, Virginia, check One Girl Desserts out. Hopefully when this is all over with, you get a chance to actually go into the shop. But I'm sure that they're taking curbside orders and whatnot, and they're probably utilizing services like Uber Eats and DoorDash and Grubhub and all that good stuff like other restaurants are doing. Located actually on 7618 George Washington Memorial Highway, Yorktown, Virginia. Place when they are open, they're usually open from Tuesdays to Saturdays from noon to 6 p.m. So if you ever find yourself there, go ahead and check them out. And as always, if you're interested in joining the gold investment family, Karatbars International, it's all about buying gold. If you want to make extra money, refer other people to do the same thing, and vice versa, and vice versa, and vice versa. That's simple. You get paid on a MasterCard, and you get paid in pieces of gold and whatnot. And I'll be making more videos in the future about Karatbars International, because I want to grow my team, and I want you to grow your team, because like I said, it's all about keeping currency in your circle with one another. If you're going to talk about sports all day and entertainment, talk about making money moves at the same time. Just add that 5% into your conversations every day, and trust me, with the right mindset and implementation, you will be able to change your life. And if you don't want to do it, that's all good as well, because at the end of the day, it's about what you want to do for yourself and your family. And always remember, you can't get fired if you own the company. So hopefully you guys stay safe. Don't forget to check out the online store if you need any face masks, specific other items, gloves, disinfectants, toilet paper, you name it, we got it for the most part. Get your financial intelligence gear. You know what I mean? Hey, I got my shirt on right now because I do love the smell of business in the morning. All right. And if not, just do the simple thing of subscribing and liking. That's free. So I love it when people do that more than anything else. I greatly appreciate it, because that really shows your support. But anyways, other than that, take care, stay safe, family, and I'll see you guys later. All right. Take care.